Hello student, welcome to HGC online classes. Today we are going to start the discussion on ownership structure in our commercial application chapter. Ownership structure, it relates to the organization. In commerce, we know the meaning of organization, but there are certain forms of organization in commerce as per their structure. Generally, there are 4 types of organization in accordance with the structure they have made. First one is sole proprietorship. The next one is partnership. The third one is cooperative society. And the last one is joint stock company, private and public. Okay. Today, this chapter is not going to be finished within one part of video. Therefore, what we'll do, we'll break into 2 to 3 parts. Today we'll discuss in part 1 the sole proprietorship organization structure. Sole proprietorship, by its name, you can understand the meaning. The proprietorship means the proprietor, the owner. Who is the sole? That means this type of organization is owned and governed by a single person. Clear? There is no partner, 1 or 2 second, first or second people are there, person to operate. Only one person is operating, that is the owner. What are the features, salient features of this organization? First one is the individual initiative. What does it mean? It means, as I mentioned, one person is the owner in the sole proprietorship form of organization. He is the wholesale authority. He is taking all the initiatives to start the business, to run the operations, to earn revenue, and whatever profit he is earning, it is his share of profit. He is not going to share this profit with anyone else because he is the owner, single owner, risk bearing. Since he is the only person, all the risks pertaining to the organization or business, rather I would say, is to be borne by the owner. Every business is having risk. No business is there which is not having risk. So in this type of business, sole proprietorship business, whatever risks are there, that is to be borne, that is to be bear by the owner of the organization. Management and control. Management and control of this type of organization is the responsibility of the sole proprietor. He is the only person, no one else. He is the wholesale authority of the entire organization. He is the person who manages the entire operations, controls the entire operations. Minimum government regulations. This type of organizations, starting from the formation till the filing of returns and other things, it has a very minimum government regulations. There is no such hassles in forming these organizations and to run these organizations. Clear? Unlimited liability. There is no limit for this type of liability. Why? Because there is no other person to bear the liability of the business. He is the owner. Since he is going to entertain and enjoy the profit of the business, he is going to bear the losses and liability as well. Secrecy. All important decisions taken by the owner himself. So the secrecy is utmost. He's not going to share the business secret with anyone else. Clear? Next, let's see what are the merits of this type of organization. First one is easy formation. As I told you earlier, this type of organization don't have that much of government regulations for formations and to run. Very easy to form. Better control. Since there is only one person and that is the owner, the control of the business is in his own hand. So controlling is much, much better than other forms of organization, which will be knowing later on. Sole beneficiary of profits. He is the owner. He is the only person. He is going to bear the losses. He is going to bear the liability, and definitely the profits also is going to be enjoyed by the owner itself. He is not going to share with anyone else since he is the only person owning the business. Benefits of small scale operations. This type of organizations, sole proprietorship organization, they run in a very small scale. Such a business is also entitled to certain concessions from the government. For example, small industrial organization can get electricity and water supply at concessional rates on a priority basis. This type of organizations runs in a very small way, and they get sometimes for certain specific business, they get concessions or government support for this type of business. Inexpensive management. Since he is the owner, he is going to control the entire operations and manage the entire operations rather. He need not to recruit any high professionals for the management. That is why the management is very less expensive. What are the limitations of this business? Limitations of management skills. That is one of the major problems. One person is running the entire business, and it is not practically possible that a person will have all the managerial skills within him. Not possible. And since he is not recruiting any manager person, there is a problem and limitations in management skill, which will be affected the operations of the business. Limitations of resources. One person, single owner, he is investing all his resources. All his money. There is no other person to share. So there is a limitation of resources. How much a person can invest in his business on its own? Therefore, for running a business, this type of business, sometimes it happens that it faces crunch of capital, unlimited liability. That is another problem. Since he is the single owner, he is going to bear the entire liability in the market, entire loss in the business. So that is the another problem, because there is no one to share the losses or liability. Lack of continuity. This type of business suffers from lack of continuity. If the proprietor is sick, this may cause temporary closure of the business because there is no one else to look after. If it dies, business may be permanently closed. So there is always a risk of continuity in this type of business. So today, we have discussed the first form of organization structure, that is sole proprietorship business. In my next video, that is part 2, we'll discuss the second form of organization structure, that is partnership. Okay, please wait for my second video. Thank you so much.